Hello, my name is Justin Frazier, and this is my second pass pitch for Project Sneak Thief. Sneak Thief is a third-person stealth adventure game that focuses on the detection avoidance mechanic, as it is the primary antagonistic force against the player. From the start of the game, the player will be given all the tools and equipment needed to complete each level. These items will be the overload tool, used for shutting down laser tripwires and security cameras, the lockpicking tools to unlock doors and other storage, a mini drill to remove vent panels for access, distraction poppers to draw guards' attention away from the player, and night vision goggles which allow the player to operate in the dark. The decisions the player will make inside the game will be vast and all centered around avoiding detection. The player will be able to choose their method for entering the building, such as through a window, picklocking a door, or other various means of entry. Once inside, the player will face many more choices with how they choose to navigate the interior of the building to avoid being caught. They can navigate the tripwires by jumping or crawling through them, shut down the power to the tripwires and cameras, or sneak through the ventilation systems to work their way towards their objective. The rules of the game are: if a player comes in contact with the tripwire, the guards that are in the radius of that tripwire trigger are called to hunt down the player. If a player is spotted by a guard, he is sent back to the previous checkpoint. If a player is spotted 3 times without reaching another checkpoint, the level resets and the player has to begin from the beginning of the level. And if a player reaches a checkpoint, the number of times that they can get caught is reset back to 3. For example, if a player comes across a laser tripwire field and attempts to navigate it but fails to do so and triggers the alarm, the player's heads-up display would disappear and the player would receive a warning to hide for a couple of seconds. Simultaneously, all guards within a certain vicinity of that alarm trigger would get called to that location. The security cameras operate similarly to the laser tripwires but use a cone field of view trigger instead of a physical interaction. Once the warning disappears, the HUD is reinstated to the player. Though the player can begin their hiding process before the warning goes away, the player can hide behind objects in the environment to avoid detection from the guards. They can hide in the ventilation shafts until the coast is clear, or pick lock an office and hide in a side room. But if the beam of the flashlight hits the player, then they are caught and sent back to the previous checkpoint as declared in the rules. The winning conditions for the game are to steal the item. To win the game, the player must find the item they are told to steal and acquire it. Once it is in the player's possession, they must exit the building, again without getting caught. Once they exit the building, the level will conclude and the player will move on to the next level. Similar games to mine are Monaco, What's Yours Is Mine, released April 10th of 2013. The difference between Monaco and my game is that the mechanics are built around avoiding detection entirely, and there is only a single playable character in my game. Monaco has 8 different playable characters, each with a unique ability, and the game itself offers interaction with NPCs to be used in beneficial ways for the player, whereas my game doesn't offer that option, and the only interaction the player will have with an NPC is if they are caught by a guard. What needs to be done? Well, to complete this project, many items need to be finished. A controller character and each item's interaction and functionality will need to be coded. The guard's patrolling system and the detection system, the laser tripwires trigger system and the security camera system, the vent mechanic, which utilizes the drill item, a checkpoint and objective system so the player can complete the game, and I envision approximately 2 to 3 levels depending on the length of each level, and of course, all necessary menus and credit screens required. The risks of this is that the team may be lacking in experience. This could be negated by focusing more attention in the problematic areas to avoid bugs and have a smooth feature. Another risk is not all art assets required might not be available. This could be handled by making sure the bar for aesthetics of the game are not set too high. Thank you for taking the time to watch my pitch.